If you're wondering about which Medium publications are best for beginners in 2022, this is the video for you. Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. My name is Julie Rain, and I make videos about how to grow your blogging empire. If you want to catch my bloopers, you'll see them at the end. Okay, part one, quick recap. What is Medium? Medium is a blogging platform / social media platform. Now, what this means is that when you grow on Medium as a beginner, you're not trying to find a bunch of new readers from scratch. No, the readers are already there. You just have to figure out how to access them. And the best way to do that is through publications. Now, what are publications on Medium? When you start writing on Medium, you can write about whatever you want. You can self-publish it onto your own profile. However, every time you publish a story, you also have the option of submitting it to a publication. If the publication accepts it, it will live both on your personal profile and on their page. A publication is a collection of themed stories. They're run by regular people. I have a publication. You can make your own publication. It's not hard to set up, and it's relatively simple to run if that's what you want. Publications can get followers just like writers can. So for example, I, Julie Rain, have 46,000 followers as of this writing. My publication, Julie Writes, has about 1,000. That's just how things go. When I, Julie Rain, publish a story in Julie Writes, that story will be shown to a small section of my readers, my followers, but also to a small section of the publication followers. If you're a beginner, this means that even if you start out with 0 followers, which most beginners do, this means that you can still access readers for your story if you target the right publication. So which ones are best for beginners? Part of the reason I'm making this video is because I made one a while back entitled The 7 Best Publications for Beginners on Medium, and I was watching it the other day and it's super outdated. I reference publications that don't even exist anymore, let alone are open to beginners. So I wanted to do an update. The problem with Medium publications, because they're all run by real people like you, like me, is that they are subject to change. They go up, they go down, they change strategy, they change rules. For example, today, New Writers Welcome is a great publication for beginners. Tomorrow, I can't guarantee anything. So in the interest of keeping this video relevant, timely, and useful for you, no matter if you're watching this in 2022 or 2032, instead of telling you the best publications for beginners, I'm going to show you how you can find the best publications for beginners, no matter what day, year, century it is, assuming Medium's still up and running when you watch this. Okay, let's jump right in. So what you're seeing now is the Medium homepage. This is when you log into Medium. Medium will show you a bunch of different stories, self-published, like this one from Ian, and ones in publications like this one. The first thing you want to start with when you're finding a publication that's good for beginners, you're looking for one very important thing. Is it still active? Medium's search bar is not fantastic. So for example, if I write New Writers, here, it's gonna show me stories that may be relevant, maybe they're not relevant, maybe they're not even active anymore. So like, this one's from 2020, these are all from 2021. Instead of searching for new writers, what I might do instead is go for a tag that I think I'm gonna write in. So something like cats. I love writing about cats. So I would go for cats, and then I would click on cats, the topic matching cats. This takes me to a tag page. When you publish a story on Medium, you have the option to add 5 tags to it when you publish it. When it's published, it will live on those tag pages that you tagged the story with. So let's go to latest. And what this is gonna show me is in reverse chronological order, all the stories that have been published tagged cats. And here you see that Louise Peacock has published in Katniss. Now what this means is that Katniss is a publication and it is active as of 3 hours ago. This is super important. This is gonna show you relevant, active publications. If you're looking for a publication that's gonna be great for beginners on Medium, that's the first thing you have to look for. Is it active? Okay, now let's use Katniss as an example to look for the second most important thing. Is it welcome to new writers? The best way to check if it's welcome to new writers is if there's one very important tab. The submissions tab. If a publication wants new writers and if it's going to be welcoming to newer writers who might not know what they're doing, there's gonna be a submissions tab that walks you through everything you need to know, both about submitting to this particular tag, but also about submitting stories to publications on Medium in general. So let's check out if Katniss does this. She's got some great guidelines here explaining what they're looking for. They've got some help on how to submit drafts. They're linking to Medium itself, which is awesome. And they also have an example of how to be added as a writer. This is all great news. So this, I would say that this is a great example of how Katniss is a good publication for beginners on Medium. She's active and she's giving instructions on how to submit, not assuming any prior information on your part. That's awesome. Now, the third thing you're gonna look for is whether it's worth your while. There are a lot of publications on Medium, and some of them are gonna be good for beginners, but maybe aren't worth your while to take the time to submit to them. Now, when I want to know whether a publication is worth submitting to or not, I go to one very important tab, the latest tab. The way you do that is you go to the publication URL, add /latest. This is similar to the tags page. It shows me in reverse chronological order all the stories that have been published in Katniss. Now, what I'm looking for here are two things. A, how many followers does it have? B, how much engagement? So Katniss has 850 followers, which compared to, for example, a publication like Mind Cafe, is not that many. It's got like less than 1% of Mind Cafe's followers. But I wanna show you something really cool here, okay? So we're gonna look down at latest and we're gonna look at the claps. So that's this clap section here, and the comments, which are gonna show up here on the right. So as we scroll down, I see that in the last couple of days, there have been a fair number of claps and some responses on most stories published here. So this is really, really good to know. Stories, claps, responses, awesome. Claps, responses, perfect. So this is telling me that Katniss, even though it's small, has a highly engaged readership. That makes it perfect for new writers because it's going to give you a community to help you get your story off the ground, even if you have 0 followers. That's really important. Let's compare that with Mind Cafe. So on Mind Cafe, even though there are 135,000 followers, I'm seeing some claps, not a huge amount of comments. I'm not seeing very many comments at all on Mind Cafe. So Jill's got a good number of responses here. Here's a response. But as you can see, the number of followers a publication has is not a great indication of how engaged the readers are there. Sometimes smaller publications are actually more engaged than bigger publications because they're newer. Their readers are more excited about what they have to say. Both publications are awesome for you. But if you're a beginner, I would recommend submitting to Katniss first if you wanted to write about cats, because A, they're active, B, the submissions are so clear, and C, they have an engaged readership that makes it worth your while to submit to them. That's the process by which you can find a perfect publication for beginners on Medium in 2022 and beyond. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment box below. I answer every single one of my comments, and I love getting them. It's so great to hear from you and know how I can help. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy writing. Medium is a blogging platform slash... Okay, that blooper wasn't my fault, that was the car. Okay, let's jump right in. Instead of searching for new writers, what I might do is wait for this truck to go by, first of all. This is similar... I swear there are not normally this many trucks on my street.